Hello, and welcome to Kiki in the Cronx with Enola and Zachariah Adil.
Ready, guys?
Yeah,
ready?
I thought we were ready, yeah. Okay, go.
Hi, and welcome to Kiki in the Cronx with Zachariah Adil.
And Enola.
And today we had a returning guest. Yes, people. Mahatma Khandi returns.
Woo! Yes!
So, hello, Mahatma.
Hi.
What have you been up to since the last time we saw you?
Oh, actually quite a lot now that I think about it. It's been a crazy year.
Yeah.
I've stopped my muggle job and I'm just doing drag now. And
Oh my
just
God, that's
performing.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Fantastic.
So I've just been working really hard. I've been doing loads of different things. And it's kind of this year, 2019, I said to myself, one, I wanted to do more drag. And I'm doing that. And two, I wanted to travel as much as I possibly could.
Mm-hmm.
And so each month I've actually been out of London. So I was really happy about that. And sometimes it was for work and sometimes it wasn't. And I think what happened was at the beginning of the year, I was like, I booked holidays for myself because I really wanted to. I did a holiday by myself for my birthday.
Oh, nice.
Which was nice. But then at the same time, I got an all-inclusive holiday. So I spent most of my time just eating a lot because it was part of part of the deal.
Yeah.
And it was like free food. So I was like, oh, I got to eat.
Where did you go?
I went to Paphos in Greece.
Oh.
Which is, it sounds really lovely, but no offense to Paphos, but February, Greece, and where I went, bit of a shithole.
Oh, it's really out of season. So
it was kind of out of season, but it was like, I had a good time. It was just the fact that just to be by myself and like have time away. I know it sounds really stupid because you can just go to your bedroom or go to the park or something, but to me it was just like being away from everything that was going on in my life and
That makes sense.
just get a bit more zen with myself and shit. So, yeah.
I know exactly how you feel because I went away on my birthday a couple of years ago on my own to Ibiza.
Okay, well that's really cool. That's really cool.
It was out of season, but it was a bit weird going to Ibiza on your own. But but it's a really beautiful place, and it was very, very quiet because it was early April or sort of mid-April. But it was just a really nice experience to have that experience on your own.
Yeah.
And you, like you said, you can kind of just recharge, I suppose.
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you want as well, because there's no one there to kind of check in with. And you can do, your day is yours, isn't it?
Totally. And also you're completely releasing yourself from anything that's happening within your life. Yeah. And like, there are no like triggers.
Right.
By technicality that you could think of.
Yeah.
Because I did a mini trip in January to Malaga. Again, shithole. but the problem with that one was, like, even though I was away, like, the stylist I was working for at the time was asking me questions and, you know, like, something went wrong and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, crap. It's like, I was there only for, like, 4 days because I just wanted to take that time away.
Yeah.
But I still was like...
Why do you feel the need to do that? What is it that kind of imposes in your life that you feel like you need to sort of get away?
Well, I think for a couple of years now, I've kind of been working loads and doing loads of different things, not for myself, but for like my future self or for what I would want to progress to become and other things like that.
Laying the foundation.
Exactly. And I was like working really hard. And then there were personal things in my life that went down that were really shitty. And, you know, I just needed time away. And I said to myself, you know, next year, just take that time. Take that time to yourself. Take like almost like it's not even just to like relax or regain my, you know, trust in my inner self. Like some of the things, like I didn't go to a yoga retreat or like a Buddhist temple, but I just wanted that time away from London, from my family, because, you know, I moved back in with my mother. And I love my mom, and she's great. She's a beautiful woman, but also she's the devil. So I just need time away from hell. And
living with your family of origin when you're an adult is never easy.
I don't think it's natural.
I don't think it is.
Animals are meant to bugger off and do their own thing, right? And when you're stuck in that environment, there's something that happens that even though you love them, there's something that it's impeding your growth somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you just regress. That's what I find when I'm back with my mum, staying with mum and dad. You kind of go back to a younger age, don't you?
Well, the whole point is that they push you out of the nest, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know about you guys. Obviously, we all come from an ethnic background that is not white.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I grew up in Italy. So I have, both my parents are like from families where it doesn't matter. Like living at home does not matter.
Right.
And like, I know like my aunties are still living in the house they grew up in. Mm-hmm. My dad, like all our families are like intertwined together.
Yeah.
And then in Italy, it's so normal especially for men. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily for women, but for men, it's totally normal to stay at home with their family,
even when they're married.
Yeah. So it's like
even when they marry,
yeah, because then the women come and live with the man's family. Yeah,
yeah, totally.
Okay.
So
in South Asian culture,
yes, of course,
exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Half Sri Lankan, so then I completely get that.
Yeah.
So like, there's still that part of their lives that they can understand. But for me, I think I grew up in the Western world, even though in Italy, like I was, you know, exposed to American culture and like British culture. So for me, it was very much like, get out, you know, and I you know, I was a late bloomer. It took me a while to get out. But what I did, I was just like really happy to kind of create that. And I think what had happened was the fact that, you know, personal reasons led me back home. And it was actually kind of a godsend. My mom's been super, like, me and my mom are lovely. I always say to her that if we have a fight in the morning, by the evening we're fine. If we don't have a fight all day, then watch out.
Yeah.
But as soon as I moved back in, it was like she was so happy to have me back home.
Yeah.
So we've been fine.
When did you move back? Last year?
Yes, I think last year, just before we did the last podcast.
So Astro moment, just alert, Astro alert. So I remember your signs from last time.
Yeah.
And as a dragon sign, dog year was your opposite year, which was last year. 2018 was dog year, which is your opposite to dragon. Therefore, big changes happen, such as house moves, job changes, relationship bust ups, or like meeting someone new. Those types of things happen. Big changes, big shifts happen in dog year, dragon year, and for you, rooster year, which would have been the year before the dog year. But that's lighter. It's lighter. 2017 light stuff. 2018 big stuff, and then 2012, which is dragon year, and the next year will be 2024 will be the next dragon year for you.
Okay.
Next big year for you will be 2024. But yeah, these are the sorts of things that are supposed to happen.
Is that we're going to get my Oscar, my BAFTA?
That's the one.
Olivier.
Yeah.
Tony.
Awards.
What else? What else can I get?
Yeah.
Nobel Prize.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there as you were saying this.
Cool.
My mind is like an astrology dictionary, so I was just sort of putting the pieces together as you were saying that.
Yeah. No, you nailed on the head. All those things happened last year.
This year is more peaceful and more developmental.
Okay.
And, for me, 2017, the Rooster year is always a really good work year for me. That was the year that, for me, every single month I was in another country. Like some months I was in 2 different countries. Okay. Like just every single month that year I was in another country, just for work or for personal stuff. But it was all sort of astrology related, not even performance stuff. It was all mostly astrology and psychic related. Mm-hmm. But it seems like this is that year for you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's really funny as well. Speaking of that, we all, me and my 7,000 personalities in my head, decided to go to a psychic of sorts. I went literally just like a couple of weeks ago. They're a friend of mine's mom, and they're fantastic. They're major, and also it was just nice to go to someone who I knew. I don't know them very well, but
you could have come to me. I would have read for you.
What? You're so busy.
I'm really busy.
Exactly. We're both really busy, and like shit is on the road, so that's why.
Yeah.
But maybe next time.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's arrange that.
I'm so down. Yeah. Of course. And she was really great, and she did a reading, and then she did a tarot reading at the same time, and all the things that she said basically were everything that I wanted to hear. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like the one thing I like about it is that it's all things I technically knew about myself, but she's like reaffirming them. She's just making them light and putting them out of my head. Yeah. Half the time it's like whatever's in your mind is all really annoying, but you just need it out of your brain to then really like
I will say that's the most common thing that I get when I do readings is that people are saying, well, you're just confirming exactly what I thought. Because I think people need that. Sometimes people just need that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not suggesting. There's a lot of people out there that have very strong minds and very, exactly who they are, exactly what they want. But at the end of the day, you still need that direction and that, reassurance. Sure. We all gonna need that.
We all do, exactly.
Yeah, a bit of affirmation.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing since the last time we saw you?
So since the last time, we saw each other when? Was it January?
Was it this year?
Yeah, it was this year, wasn't it?
This year or last year?
It was this year.
I can't
It was only this year because I just finished the show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, because I met you in December.
Yeah,
that's right. Yes, so it was
at a party where we got Cronx.
Very merry party.
Yeah,
very merry Christmas party.
It was a lovely party.
Yeah.
So since I last saw you guys, did a couple of trips, which is really fun. I did a lot of drag gigs. It's been crazy, actually, crazy good, and I'm just really happy, and I really feel like, hopefully, from what I think, the community is responding a lot. And they are, I mean, a lot of the times I think you can get booked for your talent, but it's also booking, for your friendships and who you are as a person. And I do think I'm an okay person. So that's why I booked.
We think you are.
Thank you. Thank you. And also, I did Glastonbury for the first time this year.
Oh my God, wow.
Yeah. Well, I follow you on Instagram and you've been everywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely everywhere. So how was Glastonbury? How was that?
Okay, so I've always said, for ever since I heard about Glastonbury, if I ever had to go, I would go if I was working. And I got the opportunity to work this time. So I was working in drag. And it was the hottest Glastonbury in centuries. They called it El Scorcho.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought was kind of racist, but whatever. But it was really hot, yeah.
Do you know that Glastonbury is the heart chakra of the world?
Yes, I heard about this.
Yeah.
I heard about this.
Heart chakra
My
of the
friend
world.
was telling me about this, and I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I was like...
Well, we'll come back to that.
But you know what? Glastonbury is such a special place.
It really is.
I've been quite a few times.
Have you?
I have. I love Glastonbury.
Did you go this year?
I didn't go this year.
Oh,
I really wish. I mean, it was the best lineup, and I'm going to ask you about who you saw.
Oh, really?
But I think so. I think the lineup was the best for years, I think. There's a lot of women, a lot of people that I really love anyway. But it's the feeling you get there. I just feel really at peace there.
Because it's a heart chakra of the world.
I don't know, there's something about it.
Listen.
It's and everybody's having a good time. I never known any trouble to happen at Glastonbury. I've always just had and I hate camping. I hate it. The first time I went to Glastonbury in 2007, it rained the whole time. I was covered in mud for 5 days. And I was working behind the bar there as well. And it was just if someone had told me that was going to happen, I would never have gone. But I went and I was just got really into it because it's just so amazing there. I recommend anyone go, even if it doesn't matter what you're into, what sort of music you're into. Yeah. There's something for everybody.
I completely agree. I mean, for me, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I literally was like, I hate camping. I hate being outdoors. I hate bugs. I hate grass. If I go to the park, I sit on a bench. And if no one brings a carpet and they're like, something to sit on, they're like, oh, just use your jacket. It's like, why don't you just use your jacket? I know. I didn't ask. Right. Did I ask to sit on the grass? No, I did not. No. Fuck you. But
so were you there with Sink the Pink or were you there separately?
I was there separately. I was there with NYC Down Low, which is basically the gay club in in Glastonbury.
Is it like Shangri-La? Is it
No. It's close to Shangri-La.
Right, okay.
NYC Down Low is inside Block 9.
Yes.
Block 9.
I went there one year.
Did you?
Yeah. And I saw, what's that? There's a DJ, horse meets?
Horse meat disco.
Yes.
Yeah. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
So I was part of the Block 9, and the venue was called NYC Down Low. And NYC Down Low is famous for having drag queens, and they call them the meat boys, which is basically half naked, sexy men. And what we try to do and what we try to push is the fact that, Glastonbury is a massive city. So when you're really looking at different venues to go in, everyone's really allowed, but there's no queer venues.
Right.
So NYC Download is the queerest venue, probably the only queer venue that's like, that people can respond to. So drag queens are put at the front of the club, and they actually try and disparage people to come in unless they are happy to be touched up by a drag queen, or like, do you know what I mean? Okay. Obviously, we're not like, obviously, with this whole whirlwind of the word consent, we're not being lewd.
No.
It's more about the fact that if you can't deal with me like touching your shoulder, you can't deal with what's going to go inside.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say what's going on inside because it's for everyone to discover by themselves. But there's things going on inside that are really nasty.
Oh, you can tell us later.
I'll tell you guys later. But it's just a fantastic venue. And I mean, I had the opportunity to be part of it, and I've always heard about it before. And you get to do like every night's a different night. Like, so one night it's fetish night. The other night was like Stonewall Riots night, which was really great because obviously it's 50 years since Stonewall happened. Yeah. So it was very important to us. And actually one of the people that is part of it actually died very recently. So it was a beautiful moment because we got to remember them, remember Stonewall, remember like what's going on, remember why we were there specifically. So we actually all had a cry. It was like really beautiful. We're all like dancing and we're sweating our butts off. I swear to God, it was like, if I get to do it next year, if they ask me to do it again, please, I would love to do it. I'm literally just wearing like nothing. I'm just going to like dye my hair and be like, that's my wig. Because like there's no point. It was so hot. And I actually have calluses from like fanning myself.
Wow.
Because it was just so much. It was too much. But
it was amazing, huh?
It was incredible. It was an incredible experience. I mean, I don't take drugs, so everyone that was there were literally, so we have to do like shifts from like 10 p.m. till 6 in the morning.
Wow.
And I'm there like another shot of vodka is not going to change my life, but because of the energy of the people that I was with, the energy of the crowd, the music that was playing, and the fact that, I've never been to Glastonbury. I was like, so like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just have a great time. And then we would get back to the campsite and only sleep like for 3-4 hours because as soon as like 11 o'clock hits, it was so hot.
Yeah.
There's no point. I mean, I heard 2 people having sex in a tent, and like that afternoon, I was like, how the fuck did you fuck in this heat? I can barely like sit.
Well, these are people you knew.
Yeah. I was like, how are you having sex?
Wow.
What is wrong with you?
They don't give a fuck,
they really don't. Well, they gave some sort of fuck. But I literally was like, I can't even breathe, let alone like decide to enter someone. But then it was really fun because even though I didn't have much time really to like rest, I was kind of like, it's like 4 or 5 days, like just soldier on.
Yeah.
It's not like, like if I'm alive, I'm alive. If I fall asleep on stage, I'll just fall asleep on stage. Be part of like, some sort of performance. But I still had the chance to see some acts, which was the most important part, which we didn't get paid.
Right.
For it. We had like per diem and we had like, sorry. We had per diem and like different aspects were like, and it was a free ticket to Glastonbury.
Yeah, which is a lot of money.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why I was trying to make my money back by going to see certain people, which I loved.
Yeah.
So that was really fun.
Who did you see?
I saw Janet.
Oh, yes.
Which she was incredible. She was incredible.
Watching it on the TV was brilliant. So being there
was insane. I mean, we were all kind of like just watching because I think the only thing that I was worried about Janet was it was quite robotic. It was like, so I'm going to be on this side of the stage. I'm going to be on that side of the stage. Okay. I'm going to be on this side of the stage. So I was kind of like, all right, Janet, talk to us. Like, we're right here.
She didn't really interact with the audience,
interacting too much. And what it really annoyed me as well about that situation was Janet was at the same time as Lizzo.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish I saw Lizzo, but in my mind, which is something that we said as a whole, because we're like 30 drag queens that all went together to see Janet Jackson, which was amazing.
Yeah.
We all were like, well, we might see Lizzo, you know, at one point in our lives, but Janet could die in a minute. So we might as well go see Janet now before like, and let's be honest, would we have bought a ticket to see Janet in concert ever? No.
Yeah.
No offense to Janet.
I've seen her. I saw her in 97.
To me, I love Janet, yes, but it's like I wouldn't spend the money to go and see her live, personally. But no offense to Janet.
Yeah.
Like, we love you.
It's okay, 2 of us would. It's okay.
Exactly. Yeah, 2 out of 3. You know, it's basically the world.
Yeah.
So that was kind of annoying because we're just kind of like, oh, 2 female POCs right next to each other and like not even close to each other. It was just a little bit like, and then like the next day it was like Kylie, Miley. And it was like, well, why?
No, at the same time as well.
And it's like Kylie and Miley both were in the main. I mean, I'm not suggesting that. What's it called? They shouldn't be on the main stage. Obviously, they should be on the main stage. But it was kind of like, why couldn't you just cater to everyone a little bit? And also, why not? Why it's almost like you're pegging these 2 women against each other.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, who are you gonna pick? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went logically.
Yeah.
I didn't go who I like. I like them both.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm never gonna see Janet in concert, but I in one lifetime, and I actually got to see Lizzo in concert because I worked at Lovebox.
Oh, amazing!
So she was like in the background of the stage.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you get to meet these people afterwards or not?
Hell no! Fuck no! Are you kidding? I'm like a lowly drag queen. Like, I mean,
but don't you like just run to the stage exit or entrance because you have access? No.
We did for Lizzo.
You got to think about these things.
We did for Lizzo, actually. We went, so we kind of went backstage to where like the important people could watch Lizzo, basically. And we watched from there, and then we waited a little bit for Lizzo to come out. She never came out, so we were just kind of like, did she run off really quickly and we didn't see her? So we waited for like 10 minutes for Lizzo backstage, but nothing happened. Oh. Not that anything would have happened, but I know it sounds really stupid and also like maybe like obnoxious, but for me it's like I want to work with these people maybe one day.
No,
so
I don't think that's obnoxious. You got to think like that.
Yeah. So I would rather like if we work together or if I saw them, whatever, like I'll say hi. But it's I don't want to be that. Like I hate taking pictures with people. Like I find it really strange because I'm just like, it's not about the picture. It's not about like capturing that moment with you know in celluloid on your on your camera. It's about remembering that moment that you met them, you know, and how you felt at that time. It's like when I met RuPaul for the very first time, I was in Primark at you know, buying underwear, and I saw them on the escalator, and I had to just run up to them.
Hold up.
What?
RuPaul was in Primark.
Yes, girl. Where? The one in Tottenham Court Road. You
are kidding me.
No.
When was this?
Whoa, 2-3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and they love it. Like
I'm more shocked that he was in Primark than the fact that you met him. Like
No, they love it. Like him and Michelle Visage talk about it all the time. They love Primark. Because it was really funny because I went up to them and I was like, "Oh my god, I love you!
Michelle
I think you're amazing."
Well?
No, it was him and this other drag queen, Delta Work. They were out of drag.
Delta, I love
Delta.
Yeah.
And
not in drag, just
not in drag.
Yeah. Imagine RuPaul and Delta Work going down the escalators.
I'm pretty sure we all know that RuPaul wouldn't have done it unless they were getting paid
millions
by Primark. But they were there, and I just ran up to them, and I was like, "I'm so sorry. I just have to tell you I love you." And they're like, "Thank you very much." And they were kind of like cold, but I understand why. Because I'm sorry, a person of that stature. It's like I'm just shopping. I'm just literally having a moment.
I've got to literally tell you about who I met 3 weeks ago. Katie Lang. In Brighton. And they were my friend Ryan, who is Canadian himself.
Yeah.
And we're walking along. I'm like, Ryan, that's Katie Lang over there. And he's like, no, it's not. It looks too young to be Katie Lang. I said, that's Katie Lang. And as we cross the road, I'm doing that shameless thing. And I'm sorry, I did take a photo of her.
I
did the shameless thing. I'm
not judging.
No,
I don't judge others.
I don't
do what you want to do.
I'm a bit of I'm a crazy Katie Lang fan. I listen to her, I'm not joking when I say this, probably 3 or 4 times a week because I'm a massive Katie Lang fan. So for me to bump into her in the street, is
it's
weird.
huge. It's huge.
For me, it was huge. The fact that she's
huge.
such an inspiration to LGBT people as well. I mean, this woman means a hell of a lot to me. And there she is. And I'm like, as I'm crossing the road, I'm like looking at her like this, like really staring her out. And then she eventually looks over to me and goes like that. And I said to Ryan, it is her. And I ran after her and I said,
oh God.
I did exactly what you said you shouldn't do. And I know, listen, I've done
but it paid off.
Every time.
Listen to what happened next.
Every time I meet these famous people, I turn into crazy fan man. I can't help it. And I'm sorry. I did the same thing to Jan Arden when I met her when I went to her concert. Anyway, so what happened is I went up to her and I said, "Oh, I love you so much. I'm a huge fan of yours. I even rewrote the lyrics to Consequences of Falling. I love you so much. Can I just take a photo with you?" And she said, "Yeah, okay." So she gave the photo to the guy who does her bass, I think. And he took a photo of me and Katie. And I put it on, I tweeted her later with the photo. And I said, "You've done so much for us. And you're a real inspiration. It means a lot to me. I tried to get tickets for your show because the show was the next day." Mm-hmm. And I genuinely did. I tried to get tickets for her show and it was sold out really, really quickly. And I was trying to find anywhere else, but she was performing other places, but obviously Brighton's easy for me.
Yeah.
And so she tweeted back, not openly, but in private message saying, "I'd like to invite you and one other person to the show as my personal guest." And so I got tickets to go and see a show and sat next to David Williams the whole time.
Oh, wow.
Because he was her other personal guest. And then...
oh, really, huh? David Williams.
Yeah.
Katie Lag Show. Just saying, people. I'm just saying the words.
Okay. Anyway, so
just saying.
He knows her. Apparently he knows her from from somewhere.
Oh,
because
okay.
He was her guest as well.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And anyway... So then what happened is when we got there, she also gave us tickets to come and see her again, backstage tickets. So I got to meet her again and I gave her my book, Secrets of the Combined Astrology, my astrology book. Look at the camera as I say that. Secrets of the Combined Astrology, people.
Out now.
All bookstores and Amazon. It's cheap on Amazon. But I get less money. But buy on Amazon.
Available on iTunes.
Anyway, so I gave her a copy of my book, and it was just amazing. We'll put the photos up so you guys can see it as well. So you can see
so that's when asking for a selfie does actually pay off.
It paid off.
Well, no. Can I just say it's not the selfie that paid off. It was your energy.
Yeah.
You telling them, how much they meant to you, and that you rewrote a song. I'm sure that they understood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They could see. I think it's also like they can see it. Yeah. They can tell when someone is a genuine fan. Like, people energies, we get it. When you see that, like, when someone, it's like, you know what, we don't mesh and it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's better we don't talk. And there's other people, it's like bottling lightning and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not suggesting that people should not take selfies with celebrities.
But it's
you can take selfies with me all you want.
Well, how would you feel if people has anyone recognized you out of drag or sort of asked you for selfies while when you're working in drag, or do you mind people doing that? Or
well, okay, first of all, I am no one. So thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna go. No, actually, weirdly enough, I've been recognized a couple of times from the show that I did last year.
No one, man.
Yeah, well, I know. But and I remember, and going further back, it was really lovely. The stylist that I've, what's it called? That her name is B. Ackerland, and a couple of years ago, I got to work with her, and she's amazing. She all the big, amazing things that Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Nicki Minaj have done. She done it all.
Wow.
Tours. She's like that big, and she's like Madonna's like stylist. Blah, blah, blah. So she's major, and we got to do Madonna together. And we were at Gucci, and she literally walked into Gucci and was like, "Yeah, we'll get that, we'll get that, we'll get that." That's how like big she is, basically.
Wow.
And the Gucci PR person came up to us, and she came up to me, and I was a baby stylist assistant, and she was like, "Are you like, have I met you somewhere?" And I was like, and I said to her, "Babe, like, I've done nothing in this world, like I'm no one." And then B. Ackland went, "Well, you're someone now." And like that to me put everything in perspective for the very first time.
Yeah.
But no, I have been recognized a couple of times. Like I went to a couple like a theater show, or like I was at Pride and someone was like, "Oh my God, I saw you at Krampus, you were really good. And Alicia was like, you're welcome. Thanks for coming. Like,
I think
it's awkward. I find it really awkward because I'm just like,
you love me. You really love me.
You really love me. Sally Field moment, but there's a very big divide in the drag community about photographs being taken.
Yeah,
because I think a lot of people have been kind of like negatively like taken advantage of when it comes to photograph.
Oh, okay.
So I know where they're coming from, but because I'm such a stupid, happy, silly soul. To me, if someone comes up to me and was like, "Can I take a picture?" I'm like, "Yeah, like of course." I mean, I do prefer you guys. If you're going to take a picture of me, it's not right after I've just jumped off stage and I'm sweating and probably like my hair is like this.
Yeah,
I would prefer it if you give me 2 seconds to kind of like look my best, but. Other than that, no, I'm more than happy to take a picture with someone. I'm just like, I'm literally, but I am literally no one. And we're all no ones.
Don't say that.
No, but like, and I mean it in a good way. And I know it sounds really negative, and it kind of sounds like I'm just putting myself down.
I don't want you to put yourself down.
But it's more about the fact that we're all the same.
I know what you're saying. It's not that you're saying you're nothing. You're saying that. Nobody's really special.
Nobody's better than anybody else.
Exactly. I think that's the best way to put it. Yeah.
Like, RuPaul, and I love RuPaul, but he's still a normal person.
Yeah. So, I mean, I look at it this way. If I ever see a celebrity that I really love, that I really like want to say hi to, and I feel really nervous, my first instinct is like, everybody shits.
That's true.
Everybody takes. Everybody's been on the toilet having a marvelous time or a horrible time.
Yeah.
So we're all the same human beings in this world, girl. So
yeah.
You can go and talk to Vanessa White from the Saturdays.
Did you talk to Vanessa White from the Saturdays?
No, I was still too scared.
I like her. She's got a great voice.
We got
sing.
She can sing, girl.
Yeah.
She can, and she's gorgeous. She's beautiful. I met her. I've seen her a couple of times. One, I think the Pink got a chance to do this. We had this beautiful dinner at Sexy Fish, which is isn't Sexy Fish? I think it's this place, this dinner, this restaurant.
Sounds great.
It's like really fancy. It's like super fancy, and we got a chance to get like free food and drinks, like basically all night. And she was there.
Oh wow!
And she was sitting across the table from me, and I was so excited that I think she saw me and literally went. Like turn her head, and I was like, "That is my cue to not say shit to her."
Yeah,
and I didn't.
Yeah.
The entire night, I just like looked at her, and everyone was like, "Come on, let's take a picture with her." And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna fucking take a picture with her. She's having dinner. Like, leave her alone." Yeah. So that's how I feel. Like I'm very much like, let them live their lives.
She's living her life.
Yes.
Well, when I was sat next to David Williams, I didn't bother him the whole night because he obviously was watching the show.
That's David Williams.
David Williams.
The Katie Lang show.
Katie Lang show.
And they know each other.
They know each other.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Was he nice? Did you speak to them?
I did speak to him when we went backstage. It was just him and his friend and me and Ryan. We went down and saw
Ryan Seacrest?
Yes.
Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Philippe? Do you remember Ryan Philippe?
Yeah.
Wasn't he married to Reese Witherspoon?
Tiger Wubba?
Tiger Virgo.
Tiger. Oh, okay. I was like...
Astrology.
Was he married to Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
they
had
divorced.
Cruel Intentions.
Yeah.
But
in Cruel Intentions, there's that one moment when he comes out of the water. Do you remember?
But now,
I don't.
like, he's bulked up. He's like, boof.
He's still hot.
He's
still
beautiful.
really good looking,
I mean, he's always been gorgeous.
Yeah, he has.
I'm sorry. I'm going to say it out loud. I don't really see Ryan Gosling as...
Oh, I do.
No.
But Ryan Reynolds is better.
Which one's Ryan Gosling and which one's Ryan Reynolds?
So Ryan Gosling is the one from The Notebook. And he's the monkey sign, born in 1980. Ryan Reynolds is the dragon sign.
No,
I
definitely don't think he's hot.
Ryan Reynolds?
No.
The one that's Deadpool.
I
love him. I love him more than Gosling.
Really?
Yeah.
You prefer Gosling than Reynolds?
Listen, he's on the cover of Dragon Scorpio. Check it out.
What?
He's on the cover of Dragon Scorpio.
What's Dragon
Scorpio? My book.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Amazon. Sorry, detour. But no, he's a dragon. Forget the dragon. He's amazing. He's very hot, and I would choose him over Gosling.
Reynolds.
I don't know if I guess I think I would if I had to choose out the two of them, but I'm not.
Well, I think Gosling is sexier in the way that he looks, but Reynolds is just sexy. Everything about him, his personality, he's funny, he's just witty, and Deadpool is wicked.
Yeah.
I'd shag Deadpool.
I'll definitely shag. Well, in the suit.
In the suit, or even in the suit, without the suit.
Well, without the suit, there's a lot going on. I'd just be like, just turn the lights off, babe.
Even burned up Ryan Reynolds, I would.
I mean, he's still very. No, you're right. He's just really hot. Yeah. But definitely Reynolds. Yes, he is.
I can't believe you don't like him.
He's so sexy.
He's not. Neither of them. They're quite samey to me.
Yeah, definitely.
People do get mixed up. Anyway, come back to your point.
I don't remember what my point was.
Okay, so I want to ask you one more thing. Did you watch Eurovision this year?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
You didn't miss nothing.
Really?
Well, I was going to ask you about the Madonna performance, if you saw that.
Oh, I saw bits of it. My friend actually worked on that shoot, so that was really lovely. So I knew like different aspects of that. So that was really cool. I don't know. I saw bits of it, but I heard a mixed crowd. Loads of people talking about it. Well, hey, that at the end of the day, that's Madonna's MO. You know, if people are talking about her, then she's done what she's supposed to be doing. Yeah. If people are not talking about her, then why is she here?
People talk about lots of stuff, not just the political aspect of it. Also because the people for Palestinian, I can't remember the name of the organization, but they asked her not to perform. She performed anyway. So that was one of the things, and hence why I think she probably did the whole, Palestine and Israel arm over the shoulder thing. That's the political side. But that aside, what about her performance, her singing? Because that was panned.
It was.
Her singing was panned.
I mean, I love Eurovision. I watch it every year, and I enjoyed the show. I kind of was disappointed by her performance because I think it was like 30 years anniversary of Like a Prayer.
Yeah.
And so she did a bit of Like a Prayer at the beginning, and it just, and I love Madonna. I really, really do. But it just wasn't what I was expecting, I suppose. But the best bit though is when this guy was like this rapper guy. He's about 20, and he's on the song with her, and the new song that she's doing. So she did Like a Prayer, then she did this new song. Is that his name?
The Spanish guy.
No, he's a black guy. He's a rapper, and he's very, very young. And then the guy interviewed him before the performance with Madonna. And he literally did not know where he was.
He didn't know where he was.
He's literally like, he's like, how are you finding Eurovision? And he was like, it's great. Like he's like, what? Where the fuck?
Yeah, he had no clue. He had no idea where it was.
Here? And the guy was like, oh, so, you like Madonna. What do you think of her? And he's like, oh yeah, my mum grew up listening to her.
Yes. And she's trying to stay cool with the people around backstage with all the other performers that have just performed.
I'm like, oh man.
It was quite farcical,
it was hilarious. Watching him being interviewed and just like, he has never heard of Eurovision. He's like on a different planet at this point. And he's like,
I fucking love Eurovision. I think it's brilliant.
I love it. I love it.
I think Eurovision to me is like, it's like something that you can do together with friends and like really have a laugh. And I mean, last year predominantly, I think last year's Eurovision had a lot of like things that a lot of drag queens started to do, like start to do a lot more acts, like Fuego, which should have won, I think.
Which one was Fuego?
I remember last year.
This woman called Eleni Forna something. The song was amazing. I'm not going to sing it now because I just can't. Also because the song really needs a lot of like hair tossing, and I'm not going to do that on camera.
Okay.
But what like that song for me was like, I was like, this song is, if like Beyonce was Spanish, that would be the song.
This was last 2018.
Yeah, it's so good.
2018 Eurovision.
Yeah, so last year.
Okay.
Because I obviously didn't get the chance to see this year.
Right.
Who won this year? Madonna.
You know what? I watch Eurovision every year and I forget the acts as soon as it's finished. That means
it was shit.
This year, it was quite forgettable this year. 'Cause last year it was the Chicken Woman one, didn't she?
Yes, the chicken.
She was back again. Yeah. She did a little song.
Well, of course she did, because she won.
Not the chicken song, another song.
She was from Israel, right? That's why they were back.
And then this year it was some guy. I think it was some guy with a guitar. They tend to win a lot.
I remember it was like, it was a two people race. And then right at the end, it was just
because there was the guy. Yes, that's right. Because there was the black guy from Sweden. Was he Sweden, the black guy?
Oh, he was actually really good.
Oh, that's Sweden.
Really good. And the look of like upset on his face.
And then, because it was last at the last point.
Because it was it was a public vote. And it was like, the critical vote was this, and they were head to head. And when it was public vote, it was such a dramatic, the other guy won.
I can't remember the guy that won.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Sorry. I'm sure it was brilliant though.
Yeah, anyway. I like them both, actually.
I was drunk by
my favourite didn't win. I can't remember. I can't remember. My favourite didn't win.
Yeah.
I can't even remember my favourite.
I just love seeing the British acts that get to go.
Oh my God, he was terrible.
No, he wasn't.
He was terrible.
He was actually really good.
No, he was terrible.
But we don't get any points.
Well, of course we don't. That's what I think. If I would do it. I would just do it for the fucking
just for the jokes of it. Yeah.
If it was a good, no, if whoever won like was a great country to go to, I'll be like, I'll do it.
Well, if we're gonna win, we need an American to sing for us.
Why?
Like we won. What was the Love Shine a Light for every corner of the world?
Was that Katrina and the Waves?
Katrina and the Waves, yeah. And she's American, isn't she?
I think she is.
Yeah. We need Americans to sing for us to win for the UK.
Madonna.
Well, let's
get Madonna next year.
Let's not
We
forget
will really
that
lose.
Javine did it one year.
Oh, I love
She
Javine.
did.
Actually, she was
did.
brilliant.
Touch my fire.
But she sounded
Can you feel the
awful.
heat?
There you go. You remember it? That one was a good one. I literally was like, yeah, it's great. And then you heard it live and I was like, oh, Javine, no.
No.
Do you remember the one
no.
the last time we won before Katrina and the Waves? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, to speed it up. Wait, wasn't it them?
Not that one, no.
No.
It was
Something
Something Symphony. No, Lonely Symphony. That's
What?
the last time we won before.
No? Really?
Britain won 3 times.
Didn't she win?
Who?
No,
who
she didn't
was
win.
that?
She didn't win. She didn't
I don't
win.
remember that.
No,
one.
she didn't win.
Oh.
We won with Bucks Fizz.
Yeah. Speed.
And then Katrina.
Katrina and the Waves, and I'm sure there's someone else. Oh, there's like loads from back in the day. Like,
But didn't she win in the
boom,
90s?
Banger bang, boom, banger bang, and all of that stuff.
No, I'm thinking of the one that won kind of 90s era. Wasn't the girl that sang Lonely Symphony, didn't she win?
Who is this?
I can't remember her name. Look, she clearly didn't win because if she did, you guys would remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, I
that.
wouldn't because I wasn't there.
Oh my God, we're not that old.
No, I was in Italy.
Oh, okay.
But you just said it on camera.
We're not that old. We're not that old.
But
You're
no, I
the one. Are we watching it now?
No, unfortunately,
I'm not that old.
No, I'm definitely not that old.
No, unfortunately, I couldn't see Eurovision cause plug. I was doing a reality TV show.
Oh wow, which one?
In Malta. It's called True Love and True Lies.
Well, this year.
Yeah. So it comes out in a couple of months now.
True Love and True Lies.
Yeah.
What is that about?
So basically, what happened was, oh no, I don't know if I can talk about it.
Okay, we can cut this bit out.
Well, no, you're allowed to mention it?
Yes.
On it? Okay, so don't say anything more then. We'll leave it as it is.
Yes, because I just realized, I was like, maybe I'm not allowed to talk about it because whatever happens on the show.
Okay. Can you tell us what the show's about? Like, what is it, a dating show or is it
kind of? So it's basically
like Big Brother or
kind of. It's like basically if Love Island and Big Brother had a baby, but it's a lot more diverse. So there was lesbian couples, there was a transgender couple. Like it's really open to everyone.
And it's in English?
Yeah. It's going to be on MTV.
wow.
So it's going to be really fun. So that's why I didn't get a chance. We literally got back the day of Eurovision, so I didn't get a chance to see it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, so definitely watch it because it's really fun.
We will. If you're on it, of course we will.
When is it on?
I think it's going to start in October.
Okay.
I think. Hopefully.
Well, maybe we'll get you back just before it starts.
Sure. Yeah.
Or maybe so we can talk about it a bit after it starts. Yeah.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I actually really did. Weirdly enough, because you were like, if we're filming 24 hours a day, literally, like it's like Big Brother in that respect, and we had a microphone the entire time. So, yeah, I mean, at first I was kind of like, it was like a daunting thing to do. I mean, at first I was like, it's a free trip to Malta, so I'm down. So that was like another tick in my list. I was like, oh, I'm going away, so let's do it.
When you do these realities, do you get paid for those types of things, for reality TV shows?
No.
Does anybody get paid? Do you know?
Well, if you win, whatever,
I suppose,
yeah.
Depends what show it is.
I
not
don't
for
think
Big Brother.
so. I don't
Come
think
Dine
so.
With Me, those types of shows. Do you get paid for that?
No, I don't
No.
think you do.
No. It's all exposure. That's the payment that they expect from you. For us, it was kind of like, because we were drag queens. So for us, it was like, not to expose ourselves as much, but it was more about to expose, a different side to relationships, to different, the person I was with, they are trans non-binary, which is something that we don't get a chance to discuss in the world. So, discussing the binary, discussing transgender people is something that you don't discuss at all when it comes to shows like Love Island.
Yeah.
And
that's very true.
You don't discuss people of different shapes and sizes or different shades, because I never saw no Asians on Love Island.
Exactly.
So I just and you know, it's really funny because like I'm part of this amazing group of collective called Bit and Peach, where we celebrate.
I met another one of your colleagues.
You did?
Yeah.
Who?
At Queer Asia Film Festival.
Jason Kwan.
Yes.
I love Jason. Jason's beautiful. Yeah. And he's very talented.
I didn't say hi to him, so he won't know who I am. I saw him. He was on the stage, he was talking about...
he's wonderful. Oh my God, say hi to him. He's wonderful. But, you know, being part of them, it's kind of like opened up my eyes about... Not necessarily they've taught me anything specifically, but they've just like opened my eyes to the idea of like, you don't see Asians on the telly. You just don't. Or on TV and stuff like that. So for me to be part of that show was very important to me. And I'm glad that I didn't use that platform to be like, I really like rice. Like I wasn't like that, but it was very much like, I'm here. So if there's a kid out there that looks like me, who's gay, who loves Drag Race and is Asian, they can relate some way. And I remember when I was a kid, I never had that. I mean, the only thing I probably had was like the Mindy Project, but that was like later on in my life.
Did you see her movie?
What movie?
Late Night.
No, was that good? With
Emma Thompson. I think it would have been good. Somebody was sabotaging that movie, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
terrible.
Somebody was sabotaging whoever the editor was needs to get shot. Bloody hell. The movie itself, it was written okay, but you can just see that so many bits were chopped out. Like the story was incomplete. Anyway, I won't go on about it, but Mindy, I'm with you, I love you. And somebody sabotaged your movie, I know.
It's an Alan Smithy job. You know,
what does that mean?
when directors don't like, the editors like hacked up the film and the director's ashamed of it and they want to distance themselves from the film.
Yeah.
They replace the director's name with Alan Smithy.
Oh, do they?
Well, anybody who doesn't want to be associated with the film anymore, Alan Smithy's like the pseudonym.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You look on IMDb under the name Alan Smithy, you see all these films that are like shit, basically.
Well, you know what?
People have said, I don't want anything to do with it.
What's a famous shitty movie? Do you know? Like what movies?
For me, I don't know.
I was reading that I Will Always Love You, the video by Whitney Houston's video.
Yeah.
The director didn't like the way the editor had edited it, so he said, take my name off it.
So
that's under Alan Smithy.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's all right.
He didn't like it.
That's true. It's a choice.
It's subjective, I guess. For me, my worst movie ever, Last Airbender. My God, what was that? I love the cartoons, but the movie was shocking.
God.
Have you seen it?
It was the worst
For me, it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
They're bringing it as a live action on as a series.
They've got to do something. The cartoon was so good.
So good.
And then that movie.
Yeah, they're bringing it as a live action TV series.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Good. They should.
And
it deserves better.
And the people who did the cartoon are going to do the live action.
Good.
Which is much better. And they're going to break it down.
And I hope they cast ethnically correctly. This
is the thing. Me and my best friend went to watch it, and one of the issues with the movie was how terrible it was. Of course, because it was a pile of shit, and I blame M. Night Shyamalan.
He didn't even direct it.
He did.
Well, officially he did.
Yeah.
Unofficially, it's questionable.
No, but it's him. It's always him. He ruins everything. Every one of his movies, I'm always like, oh, why did this movie go shit? Because of you.
Well, Split was very good. Split was one of his very few movies.
Barely.
And Split. Unbreakable was okay.
I don't think I've
seen Glass I haven't seen yet.
Did he do Big Fish? No, he did Lady in the Water, didn't he?
I don't know. I haven't seen
He did Lady in the Water. He did The Village again.
The Village he did.
Ugh, that fucking movie. I literally was watching it going like, oh my God, okay, that's actually, what?
Yeah.
That's how it is.
That's how I feel about watching these movies. It's like, yeah, this is good. Where's this going to go? And the ending.
Every time.
Like, because I can't watch Sixth Sense again. Like, once you've watched it once, that's it.
Yeah.
Sixth Sense. He did Sixth Sense.
Yeah, he did Sixth Sense.
I have seen one of his movies, that one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
you can't watch it again. Like,
well, I guessed it.
I still haven't seen it.
After half an hour, I knew that he spoiler. He's dead.
But yeah, okay, so he's not. I don't think he's the best director around.
Hell no.
That movie in particular.
One good movie does not make a good director. I'm sorry.
But Split was very good. I quite liked Split.
But I'm not gonna put it down to him. I'm putting it down to James McAvoy and the girls. They were really great.
They were really good, yeah.
And it's like, my concern with him, and he said this before, which is why I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna talk to you, bitch. But he said it himself, it's like, he has really great concepts. And I'm like, yeah, you do, babes. You do have great concept. Then give your concept to someone else to do. And then let them fucking do it. Yeah. You're an idea man. That doesn't mean that you need to do it.
That's very true. Do you know what? I 100% agree with you there.
Because I just think that, yes, you have really good, like some of these ideas, I'm just like, because one of them was called the one with the bees or like the trees dying. And he did something about that. And like people were dying basically. And it was because the trees were like sending out some sort of weird, I don't know, some shit. And sorry, I'm swearing a lot in this podcast.
You're allowed to swear. Isn't that the one again with Mel Gibson in it?
The Happening, I think it's called.
I can't remember.
Something like that.
Anyway,
but again, great concepts. It's a good idea, but it's just like the execution's really bad. And especially in that movie, The Last Airbender, because I really love that show. Yeah, like, and it's something like, yes, I'm a child at heart, and I really like to watch a lot of cartoons and childish things. I'm a giant fan of Wizards of Waverly Place. It was amazing, and whatever. I don't care if people are going to judge me for it. Fuck you. But The Last Airbender is something that anyone can watch it, and really you can really gain a lot from it, and it teaches you so much. So when I was watching that show,
because it was really special, it was really quite in terms spiritual. It's quite spiritual and spiritually evolved in terms of what it talks about and everything. Yeah. So I was expecting something so good, and then I got that pile of crap. It was really bad.
Just like really.
Did you watch the Power Rangers movie as well?
Yes.
And I thought that was not equally as bad. It was slightly better, but it was still pretty bad. The trailer was great. And then the movie was crap.
I think they were trying really hard to make it more than what it was.
To make it modern.
Not modern specifically. They obviously did do that. But I think my concern with some of these movies is that they kind of like try to bring them in such a reality and such seriousness that you remove the reason why people were loving the show.
That's true.
Because I think that's the same thing that happened with Last Airbender. There was no fun. The whole point of this little kid that becomes the avatar to the world is that he's just a child. And he still wants to like ride down the backs of, what's it called? What are those weird like sea turtle, like seal turtles or whatever. So when you're watching a movie like Power Rangers, what's the fun thing about Power Rangers? The idiotic moves that they do, or like, you know, like Tyrannosaur, like bullshit like that, which is what we fell in love with. Yeah. So when you bring it to a reality and a seriousness that makes it seem like, oh my God, I could be a Power Ranger. I don't want to see that. I want to escape. I want to like, you know. Yeah. So I think that's the problem with a lot of like, I love, what's her name? Didn't she direct it? No, she wouldn't direct it. The one who plays the evil one in it. Rita, yeah. What's her name in real life?
Oh, Elizabeth Banks.
I love her too. I love her
She's
so
on the
much.
Cover of Tiger Aquarius.
There.
Just saying.
Could you buy it on Amazon?
You can buy it on Amazon. $6.99.
There you go.
$8.75.
I love her, and I think she's brilliant. And I think she directed the Pitch Perfect movies really well.
Did she do those too?
Yeah.
Didn't know.
I think she did the last two. I think she did the last two. Yeah. She didn't the first one.
She was great.
She's really funny.
Hunger Games. Loved her in Hunger Games.
Amazing in Hunger Games. And she's doing the new reboot of the Charlie's Angels movie, isn't she?
Oh, is she?
Really?
And I'm scared that again it's gonna be that kind of vibe where it's like so real. And so like this is a very serious movie, you guys.
But the thing the thing about her though is I would wager from everything I know about her, she will learn her lessons. So if the Power Rangers movie didn't get such a great reception, I think she'll learn from it. Yeah. She'll try and figure it out. She's that type of person.
I think so too.
So I reckon actually she's worth watching.
Why are they making another Charlie's Angels movie?
Oh, come on. I love those movies.
But make something new. I mean, for fuck's sake. We had Charlie's Angels. We've had these reboots. You know, we had the Lucy Liu and the Drew Barrymore and the Cameron. I mean, why do that again? Isn't there other stories we want to tell?
I wonder that. Like, there's so many other ideas out there. Why do people just go again and again with these reboots?
I mean...
Do you know that, talking about reboots, do you know Brandon Routh is playing Superman again?
Who?
Brandon Routh, who was in Superman, who did the Superman movie before Henry Cavill.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Well, he's coming back.
Not in the movies, in one of the TV shows. He's coming back as Superman.
Stop doing that. Stop doing Superman.
Go away.
I mean, God.
Well, Brad Dourif was kind of hot though.
Yeah,
I don't know who he is.
Because someone's hot doesn't mean they're talented.
He was quite talented. I think
Was he?
Well,
was he? Okay, what other movies does it do? Name me 5 movies with him.
I can't name
Exactly. That's how talented he was. Nobody knows his movies. No offense to you, Brandon. You're hot. Actually, he was in Superman, and he was also in that movie, Zack and Miri Make a Porno, which I love. And Elizabeth Banks is in it.
Oh, I love her.
And it's really funny because there's a great scene because he comes back to, it's a reunion. And like, he's now gay. But she doesn't know. And she had a massive crush on him when they were like in high school. And they're just chatting away and having a laugh. And she's just like, fuck me, like that. And it's like, why would I say that? Oh my God, I'm just really drunk. Like, and I just think, I just love her energy. I think she's really fun.
Have you
she's
seen
so good at that
People
movie.
Like Us?
No.
With Chris Pine.
No.
It's a brilliant movie.
People Like Us.
People Like Us, I think it's called.
Okay.
Have you heard of that
Chris
one?
Pine's great.
Chris Pine's very good. Shall I ruin it for you, or do you want to watch it? Watch it.
I'll watch
It's
it.
always good to not ruin movies.
Yeah.
It's not just me. There's other people. There's other people watching.
Yeah, true.
Buying their books at Amazon for you.
Wasn't Elizabeth Banks in 40-Year-Old Virgin? Was she the one where
She was there for like
Beth-
5 seconds.
She's like, my name's Beth. And
she was like really drunk.
Yeah,
She
and
does
like
that.
he was gonna have sex with her, wasn't he? The 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he decides not to, and then what's his name? Seth Rogen's like taking his clothes off and going into the bath. She goes into the bath. She's like, I'm gonna take a bath. And he's like, I'm coming now. Sort of.
I love Seth Rogen. He's hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
Do you know she was in the original Spider-Man
much.
movies? The original
What?
Spider-Man movies. Elizabeth Banks was in them.
As whom?
You know the receptionist, receptionist woman who works at the newspaper, Daily Bugle.
Was she
She's
in
the one who
there?
gives him his money. Yeah,
Okay.
look out for her with a black wig.
Well, I'm never going to watch those movies again.
Oh, I would.
But with Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
No.
You didn't like those movies. I like them.
I liked the first one. It was
First
iconic.
and
That
second
kiss was iconic.
Yes, I love that kiss.
So-
Upside down kiss.
Yeah.
You guys don't watch the same movies as me. This is what I'm realizing
What do you
in this
watch?
conversation.
What do you watch?
I don't
Babs?
watch I don't watch superhero movies. I'm not really into that.
What do you like?
What do I like? This is a good question. I can't think of anything.
I always think of you, Miss Subtlety, Miss Nuance. You
I
like
like
the
a
really,
drama.
you like the really sensitive ones with the directors really kind of involved. I think you like the ones that were really subtly powerful emotionally.
Probably.
What's your favorite movie?
I can't remember any movies.
Color Purple, obviously.
Oh,
We
I
love
love
Color
Colour
Purple, of
Purple.
course.
Anything,
My favorite movie
anything
of
that you
all time.
watched recently at the cinema or Netflix that you enjoyed?
What did I watch on Netflix that I really... Oh, I really liked that movie with the woman from Jane the Virgin. I thought that was great. Someone
great.
Yeah, I loved that.
Love that
haven't
movie.
seen
That
Yeah.
was so much fun.
That was so
what's that
good.
about?
It's really... It's about Jane from Jane the Virgin, whose name...
Gina Rodriguez.
Gina Rodriguez. And her 2 friends. And it could have been really cheesy and
It could have been really
cliche,
shit.
but It
Could have
was
been really
kind
shit.
of like... It didn't quite. They kind of pulled it back, didn't they? And it was. I really related to it. I thought it was really cool.
Okay.
And it's about her and her partner, and
Yeah.
they kind of have a long relationship, and then she gets a job somewhere else, and it's kind of like this disintegration of their relationship, and her kind of finding sort of
Solace.
moving on, and
Yeah.
But I thought it was really fun.
I
and
just
really
think the
funny.
one thing I liked about the movie was putting into perspective reality in a fun way. It's a lot of the things that happen in the movie are very realistic. There's a very serious undertone to the movie because it's like, about relationships and, what happens when things happens in your life. And I liked it because it was about friendship. It was about these 3 girls getting together. And like a lot of the times you see, especially women, you see a lot of women that are all together. There's a cat fight or there's some sort of like issue between them. But in this specific, I mean, it's all set in the space of 2 days, I think. No,
Yeah.
1 day, actually.
I think it is.
It's 1 day.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think what is so great about it is like, you get to learn so quickly about them. But in the space of 1 day, you fall in love with them as this trio. So it's great. I thought, great movie.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely check it out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like, put it on, and I've seen it a couple of times actually because it's just quite nice. It's just a nice movie.
Yeah. And at the end, you're like, oh,
It's like it
so
reminds me
cool.
of those like old movies in the 90s and 80s of like girls getting together and doing stuff. But instead of it being like, we're all chasing this boy, it's like, no, we're all together. Mm-hmm. And it's like, there's an underlining of feminism, obviously. There's an underlining of like sisterhood and all that stuff. So that's great. Yeah. And the girls, it's white, Latino, black.
Yeah.
Put an Asian in there, but whatever. Whatever, it's fine.
You know what? If there's a Latino in there, I kind of feel that was somewhat represented.
No.
No?
No, not at all.
No. But it's
she's brown. She's kind of light brown.
Yeah. But you know, I think
the cultures are so different now, actually. So
exactly. Yeah, it's just so different. But you know, but at the same time, it's like it still works. I'm not. It's to me, it's like when I see a full white cast. That's what I'm like.
Do you know what?
I'm just like, and I was talking about it earlier.
Seriously.
Speaking about the bit and peach, I'm starting to noticing it more, and also I'm starting to notice it in specific spaces in my life. Like when I went to Glastonbury, we played this game, and I know it sounds really rude, but it was like, oh my god, if you see a POC, have a drink. We were sober.
Oh my god.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's like.
There are ethnic minorities that go to Glastonbury.
Yeah, totally.
Like I mean, yes, it's overwhelmingly, mostly majority white, but I didn't feel that there was hardly any black people there. I felt that there was quite a few.
Really? Comparatively?
Yeah. I mean, but I mean
on a day-to-day basis, when you walk down the street, you see like in London, and I'm not suggesting that black people don't go to Glastonbury, Asian, Latino.
Yeah.
POC people don't go to Glastonbury. That's not my issue with it.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a predominant white
you're right about
population
that.
going there. I mean, like out of like all the people that I know that were going, you know, it wasn't, and that's no offense to whoever wants to go. It's your choice or whatever. Yeah. But it just made me look at the world differently, you know, and it made me start to think of different things. Cause I notice it in movies and TV and different things like that. I'm just like, oh, I really don't see Asian people represented.
I know,
and if they are
now,
they're like
it's a certain
specific way.
It's a specific, a
Because I think like a movie like Ocean's 8, I think was a great representation because you had like as many like different people from different worlds, you know, and different aspects. And I thought that was quite good because as a poster, that's quite good to see. Yeah. You know, you have Southern Asian, you have like, you know,
but even that, I mean, how many women were in that movie? There was 8 main women, right? So you had Rihanna, you had an Asian woman,
Awkwafina,
Mindy Kaling, but that still leaves 5 white people.
Yeah.
So although that's good representation, but what would we ever have a movie with 5 black women and 1 white woman? Do you know what I mean?
Well, it wouldn't be mainstream, would it?
But it's still normal for there to be 5 white characters.
Yeah, but when it comes
and only 1 of each of other. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's bad representation, but what I'm saying is that still
persists.
It's still like seen as normal for there to be 5 white characters.
My problem with this
Do you know what I mean?
We haven't moved on yet. Like we should have moved on faster than what we have.
Well, this is the problem that I have with society because I've been talking about this a lot in my new book. I'm just kidding. With people. I was talking a lot about it with people. Just to quickly just piggyback on what you're saying. I know exactly what you mean. Yes, there's still like the ratio isn't right.
No,
the ratio isn't right. But it's not comparatively to like what you see, you don't see all-female cast, and let alone an all-female cast that has minorities in it. Yeah. So for that movie was important to me to see.
No, I'm not saying at all that. I mean, I do think it was great that those women were represented.
It's still
because I saw another film called Wine Country on Netflix.
Oh, I saw that.
I didn't watch it.
I saw it
because when I looked at it, there's like 10 women in it, isn't there? And there's Maya Rudolph.
Yeah,
I know.
I was like, Raya, could you not get someone else in there? Did you not say? There's just me and 9 white women.
But she doesn't have the right to do that. She wouldn't have the power to do that.
I'm not saying she does. I'm just saying that.
Why
wouldn't she?
But it's not even her. It's not her though. It's not her that should be doing that.
I know it's not her that should be doing that. But I'm joking about.
I know. We get your point.
What I mean is that like, could they have not just put another couple of people who weren't white?
But this is the problem. This is the problem that going on what you're saying about how society is viewing and how we should be a lot further than where we are right now. My concern and something that I've been talking about for a while is that I believe specifically myself, I know, and I've started to see that with a lot more people, is that when you open your brain to see the world in a specific way, you start to move forward. And the rest of society and the media and the rest of the world hasn't moved on yet. I'm looking at the world where I appreciate every color and I appreciate every gender. I appreciate everyone for what they are. And I start to look at different aspects of what is affecting us, not between us, but like the world and like other things like that. I'm not saying, you know, I'm going there and trying to save the whales, but we should. Yeah. But I'm just saying that I'm looking at the next step, you know? And sometimes I believe that society and the rest of the world isn't there yet. We're still separate.
Exactly.
And I think when we see like different things like Crazy Rich Asians, Ocean's 8, things like that, even Wine Country, it's a big step for women. It might not be a big step for POCs, but it's a big step for women.
Yeah.
To have a movie with to have more movies with just full all women, it's you barely see them. And if you do, it's rare, and it's rare to see a good movie full of women.
That's
true. You know, that are represented properly. So the world is I think the world is revolving at this speed, but I'm faster. I'm already at the next level. Yeah. I think a lot of the times if I speak to other people that are not there yet,
they don't notice it.
They don't.
I probably 10 years ago, I wouldn't have noticed it. Because it would have been normal for me to watch a film with 10 white guys in it.
Same.
So I'm more conscious of it. But I kind of feel like...
This is why I think it's incumbent on us to sort of do more.
Yeah.
We should do more. That's why I've written a screenplay.
Yeah.
You know, you've written stuff.
I don't know. I don't know. People obviously don't. I mean, like, you're right. There isn't a lot of films that have a largely female cast, and that is a step forward. But it's...
Bridesmaids. Obviously, there was Bridesmaids, but there was just, in terms of people of colour, it was just Maya Rudolph in that as well, right?
Yes, that is true, actually. I don't know. I love Bridesmaids.
Me too. I love Bridesmaids.
but there's no like issues with the movies that we're discussing. And even if there are, that's not the real issue.
It's not about the films. It's not. It's about representation.
The representation issue.
But it's also opening up our eyes to what's going on in the world. Because like I grew up in the late 80s, 90s, and the shows, like if people said to me right now, I was like, what shows did you love when you were growing up? I was like, oh, I really like Friends. I like Frasier. I like Will and Grace. All main cast white.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize at the time how much it would be affecting me and what I would be, how I would look at the world later on in my life. And so I'm really happy now that I have got to know some amazing people who have pushed me forward and propelled me forward to see the world for what it is and understand there are things we need to change and there are ways to do that. Unfortunately, it's going to take a while because the rest of the world is catching up to what we're thinking and where we're at. And I think that's a problem.
We will recognize it more.
Yeah.
Because we're all performers here as well.
But when you see it, you think, why can't anyone else see this?
Like, the thing is,
isn't it funny though?
I've analyzed this. The conclusion I've come to is it's not in their interest to see it. If they see it, they have to question themselves. They have to question their own perceptions. So it's far easier to just carry on as if their perspective is acceptable. Because once they start questioning themselves, they've got to question a hell of a lot. So it's just easier not to question it at all.
And people, and queer people, I'm not disputing queer people or allies of queer people. We've been questioning ourselves for a very long time. So by the time that we get to this point, we're like, that question's out the door because that shouldn't be a question. Yeah. The fact that I just recently went to see this amazing show, which I really love. I keep on getting it wrong, but I think it's called Come From Away.
Oh, okay.
It's a Western show. It's at the Phoenix, and it was beautiful. It's about what happened in 9/11 and how all these planes were redirected to Newfoundland, and how this beautiful place literally took all these people and helped them with their lives, and then send them back to their normal lives after what happened on 9/11. So it's very great. It's actually I cried so much.
Oh, wow.
Like I haven't cried in the first 5 minutes of a show or constantly.
Really?
But again, very diverse, like loads of different people, loads of different sizes, no Asians.
Was it actually based on what actually happened? Like the stories of people that actually existed at that time? During those events?
Yeah, so we basically...
I might watch that.
It's a really good show. I think it's going to close soon, so definitely go and try watch it as soon as possible.
Check it out. So I wanted to, because we're running out of time now.
Yeah.
So
Shit!
I wanted to talk about Stonewall.
Right.
Because let's talk about that for a second, because of the conversation we're having now.
Yeah.
In terms of who started the Stonewall movement and how it got whitewashed for that Stonewall movie. Do you remember?
Yeah.
How, I mean, I wrote an article about this, and it's out there.
Have you guys seen the movie?
I boycotted that movie from
okay.
the start. I was like, I'm not going to watch that movie. But no,
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it was supposed to, the Stonewall movement was started by
RuPaul.
And Delta Work.
And Delta Work in Primark. They started it all 50 years ago.
Pretty much.
Kids, if you don't know your history, go home.
Queer,
trans, very important in that
woman of colour.
Yes.
Of colour. And they're the ones that started throwing the stones. But in the movie, it was a cisgendered white boy. Young white boy. He was the first one to throw a stone. So this is how Hollywood...
Which is how the world is.
Yes.
A cisgendered white boy throws the first stone. That's the world.
But so in reality, what was it? And in the movie, what was it? And the movie was made by a gay man. Was a gay white man. So, it's like...
That person must feel like absolute shite.
Well, hopefully.
Well, he says, I looked it up on Wikipedia, he says, watch the movie. Everyone's represented. That's what he said. But I haven't seen it, so I can't comment.
So, but this is the reason why I use that as an example.
I don't need to see it to know what just happened.
Yeah. The
most iconic moment, sorry.
Is because the reason why I mention this is because that illustrates what Hollywood is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Hollywood does.
Mm-hmm.
Last Airbender, that movie, Doctor Strange, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
And you know what makes me laugh is when there is good representation, people then start talking about it being PC, and it's like, PC.
What do you mean?
Like people say, if you like, I remember going to see Rent with an ex-boyfriend years ago. The musical Rent.
Yeah,
and when we came out, I loved it.
Yeah,
I thought it was amazing. And he was like, "Oh, it was very PC because it had lots of black gay people in it." Basically.
Why? How is that?
New York,
anything to do with political correctness?
But this is what people say. They say, "Oh, it's very PC." If there's representation, and it's like, what? How can you think your mind is skewed if you?
Because they're not being represented in that moment. That's why.
But this is it.
Yeah.
It's like if there's like one white person in it and everyone else is not a white man, that's PC instead of being representing other people in the world that exist, not just you.
Yeah.
And that really makes me angry.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because anyway.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna say
on Anchor.
It just goes so fast every time.
I know. Well, it's been like 5 days that we've been talking. Is that what happened?
It just goes so fast. But hopefully we'll get you on again.
Yeah, before the show.
Before the show. Maybe even before that. It's always fun having you on here because
Thank
you're
you.
kind of like our totem almost.
Friend to the show.
Why you just call me?
Yeah, no, but it was wonderful as always.
This is probably the last time I'll do it in drag, so enjoy this face.
Ta-da.
Oh, you look amazing as well. The wig is...
Yeah, you did it wonderful.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to do the makeup?
Well, because I have time. I usually, take my time and do it. So it can take 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
But if I wanted to do a face like that's like, you need to be on stage, Liza Minnelli, I can do it in an hour. I can do it in 45 minutes to an hour, like a quick face. But this definitely took 2 hours because I took time. And
it looks like you have.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, thank you so much for coming.
I love this show. Everyone needs to follow it on I follow it on Spotify, which I love.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. And we will see you again next time
We will.
on Kiki in the Cronx.
What?
Bye.
Find us on Instagram to get in touch and visit us at kikiinthecronx.com where there is a full list of shows. Subscribe and rate us on iTunes, Google Play or wherever you're listening. See you later.